Do you want a woman of your dreams and have a life filled with stress, unnecessary, insignificant drama all the time, and no clarity? Or do you want the woman who you are her dream and live a life of peace, happiness, and tranquility? Most men choose the first option, but the happiest men that I know that look 10 years younger, always got a smile on their face, look vital and young, they chose the second option. Let me tell you something. If you want to curse a man's life, pray that he gets his dream woman. Pray that he gets that bad bitch that he really, really wants. You want a man to never reach his goals? Send him his dream woman. And even if he does reach his goals, he's not going to have the mental clarity to even enjoy them. The worst thing that could ever happen to a man is he gets his dream woman in high school. Because I guarantee you, he gets her pregnant, he has some kids, he gets married, and he stays a loser in his hometown the rest of his life. So that bad bitch that you can't get, that dream woman that ain't giving you the time of day, trust me, it's a blessing. Repeat after me. You better write it down and take a picture. Your best relationship is not gonna be with the woman of your dreams. It's gonna be with the woman who you are her dream. That's some free game. Get my Game Guy Mentality program. Get the Get Chose with Your Mouth Closed guide so you can learn these essential life frameworks that'll save you. Most of these dudes won't be saved.
Now that's some good advice, good game. But my question would be is why would a man choose a woman who does not adore him in the first place? How does he feel about himself? And this is why I talk about a lot. And I like Goldie. Goldie gives good game for the young bucks. And reason why I like him, because he does focus on development and the self-esteem of men. But the problem fundamentally is when you get to level 4, where he's at, in terms of his confidence and his self-esteem, he's talking to men that are at level 0, dudes that were raised in gynocentric environment, and they only see themselves as disposable tampons. Like they happy to get anything, bottom feeding, any woman that a situation, obviously, even when you look at the Steph Curry situation, even in high school, he probably thought that she was better than him because of the way the environment that he's raised, and he just, thought that she was better. Because that's what this society does. It beats down on male confidence and male self-esteem. And how do you fix that? You first have to correct the damage that has been done mentally. I mean, men have to go through things to build self-esteem. You have to suffer somewhat. But ultimately, it starts from dealing with the idea. You got to start from ground level with these dudes, which is destroying the mindset and the mentality of altruism. So when I see young men, I push them more towards Ayn Rand and her philosophy on altruism and objectivism. Because what it does is it reprograms the whole thinking, the mindset, the mentality. We've got to get them out of this mentality of seeing themselves as disposable tampons, because many of them were raised not around strong men. I had the privilege of playing sports, so I was always coached, even back in the 80s, by masculine, strong men that led me. Masculine men were around the environment. So I got to pick up a lot of the confidence and the self-esteem because they built masculinity separate from women, which made you have to go through shit. And the confidence and the self-esteem. Granted, there was still a movement that was attacking manhood, masculinity, and trying to make men feminine, which is on steroids now. Especially these young bucks most of them are raised to be son husbands. So when you're talking to them, it's like you're talking some type of alien language, because they've been raised to be, egalitarian and submissive and passive to women, and they don't really develop that indifference that some dudes, like a dude like Goldie, has, or that strength and whatever else, because they still think that they're supposed to be, pandering or worshiping women or whatever, playing these games with women, and they don't know how to really love themselves enough to put themselves in a position as a man and to be respected. They don't think they're worthy of of love and respect unless they're constantly pouring into women and giving and giving and giving and giving. So there's some foundational development that needs to be done before they can really, really, really absorb things like female nature and understanding women and picking a woman of, that's going to, serve them. There's a serious problem. It's a crisis in masculinity and self-esteem. So I would start with Ayn Rand. I know people are going to say, well, Ayn Rand is an atheist and she doesn't believe in God and all that stuff. But her foundation and her principles of objectivism and seeing the world for what it is helps men develop themselves. Because when a man values his own life, his own peace, his own happiness, his own self-worth, his time, his energy, it's easier to then transition that into women. Because think about it. Like if you're in love with your own company, you love yourself, you have self-esteem, you value yourself as a complete individual by yourself. It's when you love your peace, it's very hard for you to give that up for somebody that's going to come in and disturb that. You feel sick almost if somebody came in and they're not adding value to your life and boosting you up. So we got to look at it from that perspective of, again, it's like this, okay? Even with sports, okay? Like if I coach basketball, it's easy for me to teach a kid that's a blank slate, as opposed to teach a kid that has been with a bad trainer that has taught him a lot of bad habits, wasting, dribbling, hasn't taught him how to play defense, all offense. And you understand that most good teams, especially at the major college level, sometimes the commitment to defense is so strong that sometimes they'll even have those guards walk the ball down the court on offense. Good teams rest on offense and destroy you on defense. We all know that. But but it's easy for me to teach a blank slate and to teach a guy who's been with a kid that's been with about 5-6 different trainers. And I got him correcting bad habits and all these different things. The same thing it is with a lot of men. They've been programmed into a certain altruistic mentality where they don't see their self as a value worth preserving. They see themselves as a sacrificial, disposable animal just for the happiness of women. And that mindset and that mentality has to be corrected in men for them to really be successful long-term in life. It is a program thing. It's done through the media. It's done through the destruction of the family. It's done through the destruction of the community. It's done through everything that men do. Beating down and beating down and beating down their self-esteem, the court of public opinion. Other men are hard on men, shame men, disrespect men. So it's a whole different ball game when you're dealing with a situation, an environment, a lot of low self-esteem, a lot of men that have become feminists themselves, self-depriving, self-loathing, weak men have infected the environment. And again, the system has created that because we've had that 70 years of the bashing and beating of manhood and masculinity. So we got to start at the foundational level. What I'll start with these guys is Ayn Rand. Watch it. Watch all of her content. Absorb all of her content. And then you have to go through some stuff. You have to go through some stuff. You can do it through the training, the mental training. And then it has to transition into women. I'm a big guy. I like going to the gym. I'm a big into fitness and training and mental preparedness, defensive tactics, all these things we get into. But discipline has to be taught in a certain way that develops men for the long. You have to build stronger men. That's really what it comes down to. Stronger men who see their life as a value. So anyhow, peace and blessing, but it's a process. It's difficult. That's why there has to be a situation where, obviously there's not a lot of strong fathers going around in terms of helping these boys. But really that confidence comes really from that young man in his developmental years, having a strong father around, having that masculinity around, making him feel like he's valuable, he's strong. giving him that confidence and that security that he feels growing up. So you don't have that dysfunctional masculinity where dudes be crashing out and, all kinds of stupid crap. But anyhow, we'll talk about this more. But that's what I would recommend for a lot of these young men, or some of these men in general, because especially young men that was raised in the black community. I mean, they raised the men to be son husbands. And I mean, obviously, systematically, through the welfare state and good old Lyndon B. Johnson, if you use the system to basically remove men from the head and uplift his woman above him. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, and we'll talk some more. I'm out.